In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you step by step how you can make this clean UI dog animation, and it will be fully reusable inside of DaVinci Resolve. But enough talking, let's just get right into it. Alright, so first we'll just set the foundation for the UI dog animation.
And we will keep it simple. We will just change the frame rate to 60 FPS and drop in a Fusion composition to get it started. And then you'll simply just right click on it and then click on change clip duration and then make it 3 seconds and 40 milliseconds. Now we'll just jump into Fusion, and to start off the composition I will just add a background and then connect to the media out.
Now we will just bring in the MacBook background to frame the scene.
So we will just drag it onto the screen
and then just create a merge. And as you can see, it's quite big right now, and this is because we have a high resolution in this one. So just add a transform and then you can size it down. Now you're just going to add a color corrector, and the reason why we do this is so we can add a little bit of blue tint to the background itself. Now we will just create the dog itself.
So just go ahead and add a background and then add a merge with it.
Now we'll just change it from solid color to gradient, and then just drag this one down and this one up like this.
And then we'll just change the bottom color from a black to a dark gray. Then make the top color a lighter shade of gray.
And then just add a rectangle, drag the height down and make it a little bit wider. And now we'll just add some corner edges to round off the corners.
Now we'll just make the outline around the dog, and for that we'll just need a background. Now just create a merge,
and then we'll just go into the color and make this a light gray. Then just copy this rectangle over here and add it to it. And as you can see now it's on top, but if we click on solid here, and then we can just drag up the border width, and then we'll get this outline. But as you can see, if I zoom in, if we drag the border width up, it will go in on the dog itself. So what we'll do is just copy this rectangle and add it like this, and then just click on invert, and then just go into the merge and drag the blend down so it becomes a little bit transparent.
Now we'll just add some blur to the dog so it's blurred behind it,
and just add that right after the color corrector, and just copy this one and add it and just size them down a little bit so it's on top. Next we will animate the icons and add a smooth pop-up for them.
To start it off, we will just add a grid,
and the grid will just be used to line up the logos. So just go into the horizontal line width and just drag it all the way down, and major line spacing, and just drag this one down as well. Because we have 9 icons, we will just make it so we have 9 spaces over here, and then I will just drag the column cells down till we have 9 spaces where we can put our logos. So I'll just drag this one down one more time, and now it should be matching. So let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. I will just add the Google logo and add it to it here. And if we take a look at it, it's a pretty cool looking logo with some 3D dimensions to it. Then I'll just add another merge because we will copy this one a lot of times. Now you'll just add a transform to it, and then we'll just size it down quite a bit so it's in between these lines here. Under the logo, we will add a circle, go into this background here, add it, and then we'll just create a merge in between and just add an ellipse to it and make it a white color instead. And then we can just go into this merge here and just size it down quite a bit and just add it under the logo.
And now just go ahead and add a transform, and we'll use that for the animations. So just go ahead and call it anim.
Then I'll just go to frame 40, keyframe the size and the angle, and go to the first frame again and just drag the size down to 0 and the angle to -45, so it spins up like this. Then we will just go into the spline editor and just smoothen out the keyframes, zoom to fit, highlight these, and then right click and choose ease and then out cubic. And the reason why we do this is just to get a smooth pop-up animation. And if we want to, we can add some motion blur as well. This will be pretty intense in the computer. What I will do is just turn up the shutter angle to 360 and the quality to 6 or something like that. Then I'll just rename this to Google. That makes it easier when we will organize it later. And then just copy all of these and just add them above here and just drag this one in like this. And I will just add a CapCut logo instead and just make sure the edges line up with the Google logo, and they pretty much do. Go into the animation here, open the spline editor, go to these and check on only select the tool, and in this way you will just see the tool you selected. Now just go ahead and click on Ctrl A to mark all the keyframes, then zoom to fit, and then just drag them 10 frames forward. Then just add it one more time up above here, and then we'll just add the next logo, which will be the Adobe Illustrator logo. Connect it here, and just remember to rename the CapCut logo to CapCut and the Adobe Illustrator logo to AI. And then we can just size this one up a little bit because we can see it is not matching up perfectly as we want it to. And we'll just go into the animation here, zoom to fit, and then just highlight all keyframes and just drag it 20 frames forward, and then we'll just add. Now we will just do the same for the rest of the logos, and it will be pretty straightforward, so you can just go ahead and do that. And now we have pretty much added all the logos. Just add the last trash pan. This one we'll just drag to frame 70. Now we'll just go into the top and then we will make a line, just add a background, make the color white and add a rectangle. And just drag down the height quite a bit so it goes over these, and then the width drag it down a lot and just zoom in so we can see the width. And now we'll just drag it over to this space here and just go to frame 65, keyframe the height and go to frame 90, keyframe the height again and go back to the first frame and drag the height down to 0, and then just go into the spline, click on S to make it smooth and T to bring up ease in and ease out, and just drag them up a tiny bit like this. Then I will go into the settings and then just turn on motion blur, and now we can actually begin spacing out the logos. So go to the first one, which is the Google logo, go into the animations here and just drag it over the right and make it right in the middle. Do the same for this one, the CapCut, and make it right in the middle between them, and the same for the Adobe Illustrator and the Premiere Pro, and this one we'll just let be in the middle and just drag the DaVinci Resolve a little bit right to line it up, and the After Effects will also drag over, and the last trash bin. Let's just turn off the grid real quick and see how everything looks, and I think it looks pretty good. And what we will do now is just make the dock a little bit wider, go into all of these and just copy this width here, just add it. And if we created the instance before, we wouldn't have to do this, and of course we will do it for the Gaussian player as well. Great, so now it's looking pretty fresh.
Let's just animate the mouse clicking on the DaVinci Resolve logo.
Just add this Mac mouse cursor from the assets and just make a merge, add a transform to it, and then just size it down, and then just drag down to the left corner of the screen and go to frame 0 and keyframe the center and go to, let's say, frame 110 and just drag it towards the After Effects logo. And if we click on these points here, we can drag the path up and we get a little bit more smooth path. I think that looks best. And then we'll just go to frame 130 and just drag it over to the DaVinci Resolve logo instead, like this. Then go to frame 140 and then just keyframe the size and go to 145, keyframe the size, and 150 and keyframe the size again, and just size it down at 145. And if I just go into the size only, we can just highlight the keyframes and click on F to smoothen out, drag up the ease in and ease out a little bit. We get this smooth click animation. Then just go into the displacement here, zoom to fit, and just highlight all of these and click on F on the keyboard, drag up the ease in and the ease out quite a bit. So when we have clicked on the DaVinci Resolve logo, we will just make it kind of bounce a little bit and size up. So go on to the DaVinci Resolve logo. It's up here, I forgot to rename it, I'll just call it DR, and then go into this transform here and go to frame 150, click on the size and go to frame 160 and keyframe the size again and just size it up quite a bit like this. And then go to frame 50 again, keyframe the center and go to frame 170 and just drag it up a little bit, and 190 and drag it down a little bit, this, and 110 and just drag it up a little bit, and 120 and just drag it down a little bit again. Now just go into the spline and click on zoom to fit and just highlight all of them and click on F, drag up the ease in and the ease out a little bit. Now we'll just go into the transform of the mouse cursor and just add some motion blur, just drag up the quality a little bit.
And finally, we will just add a slide zoom and some glow to finish it all up.
Then you can go ahead and add a vignette and just add it like this after, and then we can just drag up the size a little bit so it narrows in on this dock here, and just go into this merge here, and then we can drag down the blend a little bit so the background becomes a little bit more transparent. And then just after the vignette, you'll just add a transform and go to the first frame, keyframe the size and go to the last keyframe and just zoom in a little bit more so we are zoomed in on the dock here. And we won't do any smooth keyframes for that, we will just let it be as it is right now. Now you'll just go into the templates here, then edit, and then click on effects, and then I'll just choose Victor Grube, and then you can add my deep glow if you have it, and it's free. You can download it down below if you're interested. You can also just add a soft glow if you want to. And then I'll just add it like this. Then if I check on this thing that says glow only, I'll only see the parts that are glowing. So as I can see, some of this background are glowing and the dock itself is also glowing, and that's not the intention. So if I drag up the low here, we'll remove some of the dark spots on the screen when we are on luminance. So as you can see, we have removed some of dark spots, and we have also removed a dark spot on the logo and the dark spot on the mouse cursor. So this is working perfectly fine. Now we can just check off the glow only thing, and then we can just drag up the glow size a little bit and drag in some glow strength, and then just turn up the fall off a little bit. Fall off is basically just how far the glow goes. So if I drag it up a little bit, the glow doesn't go that far. So this is pretty good.
Let's let's check out the final animation.